Now, in 1986, there was the first refurbishment of this ride, so you can consider this the second version of the ride. It was narrated by Walter Cronkite. He replaced Larry Dobkin, and a new orchestral score was custom made for this ride, from beginning to end. Now, in the entrance, there was no more fog, and it was instead illuminated by a starry sky, showing going back through time, I guess, and into the caveman scene. Now, toward the end, there were no more images of space and whatnot, but there were images of children. And the song Tomorrow's Child, which was written specifically for this ride, is heard playing, and you're supposed to get, I guess, a sentimental feeling, and the feeling that children are the future, not space. Yeah, well, I will see about that. Now, that lasted till about 1994, where it once again went through another refurbishment, where that one stayed until 2007. Now, again, the narration changed from Walter Cronkite to Jeremy Irons, and a whole new orchestral score came out. Now, this was, the big refurbishment, because they actually took out some exhibits, or well, not exhibits, but some scenes from this ride, and put new ones. Some of the scenes that were removed were a boy with his computer, an old Apple computer, and then a lady in her office, with a computer, and then there was also like a 1990s version of like networking operations and stuff, just kind of weird. Now they were replaced with a boy and a girl video chatting from different places. Like you would see the boy talking to the girl in Japan. And then you would go, and the next scene you would see the girl talking to the boy who was in, I guess, the U.S. or something. But you would see that, and then it's like, ooh, that's kind of cool and weird and neat. I don't know. But I like the 2007 remodel a lot better. Now, the ending for that ride, for that version, the 1994 revamp, there was no more spaceship orbiting Earth or whatnot. It was just Earth. Like they were saying that Earth is where we are. Earth is our home. There were no more shots of children going down. It was just a lot of colorful fiber optic cables coming down. I guess the showing that the fiber optics is the way that we can instantly communicate with people. Because that was a big thing, instant communication. I actually went on that ride. I heard the Jeremy Irons stuff like that. I probably went on the Walter Cronkite version, and I didn't even really know, because I was so young at that point. I didn't really understand it. I didn't know who Walter Cronkite was. Oh, there's a light on behind me. Hey, let's turn that off. Oh, bazing. So yeah, the only two versions of Spaceship Earth that I can actually remember are the Jeremy Irons version and the newly revamped 2007 version. Now, I've already talked about the 2007 version, so go back to my video like a year or so ago and watch that. I really like the 2007 version. I think it's a lot better. They talk, because the 80s were a huge year for communication with the invention of computers and whatnot, along with the 90s with the internet and all that other stuff. And just seeing that one, the old 70s supercomputers, and then you go right into somebody working on a home PC or a Mac or whatever it was. Just very cool. And I also like the fact that you can choose your future with they take your picture and then the floating heads and whatnot. That's like probably one of the coolest things ever. So I gave that one I think a 4 stars. So that's what I'm also going to give the older versions of Spaceship Earth 4 stars. It really showed this was kind of a really cool, unique ride. Where it took you through the history of communications, and you learned something through it, along with it being kind of entertaining. And the fact that they always revamp it and refurbish it to make sure that it's always up to date, and they throw in a couple new weird things in there every now and then. It's just cool that they are devoted to making sure that this ride stays current, and it always, since it's the icon of Epcot, they want to make it like one of the bigger things to see at your time at Walt Disney World. So the Spaceship Earth, old versions of it, 4 stars. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's Disney News and Reviews. I know it's kind of, I just, for whatever reason, I don't think this one was a very good show. But I've had a great weekend. I guess it's just the heat. But I had a great weekend because, Mona, thanks again for all the cool stuff that you gave me here. From Disney World, the park maps and the pins and whatnot. I mean, this is just too much. you really didn't have to do all that, but you know, I'm kind of happy you did. I'm glad I have that stuff. And again, thanks again to all the people that support me. I just do this just because I want people to go down to Disney World and, you know, and just have a good time. And yeah, I know I say, Disney, please don't sue me. Hopefully they never will. Because I'm not trying to take anything. All this stuff is theirs. I'm not trying to take anything. I'm just trying to inform you guys, and so that you will have a great time when you go down to Disney World whenever you go next time. So yeah, go to allears.net, touringplans.com, wdwmagic.com for all your latest and greatest Disney news. And I've been going to lostepcot.com for all my old Epcot stuff. So check that out. That's a really cool website if you're into the old Epcot stuff. That was actually given to me by a Disney freak too, who is one of my viewers. So yeah, I'll be back next week for another Disney news and reviews. Hopefully it's a lot better than this one was. I guess I'm tired and it's just hot and I don't know, the lights and everything. I can't make excuses. I don't know why it was not so good this year or this week, but hopefully next week I'll be back and better than ever. So I'll see you guys next week for another Disney news and reviews. Bye, guys.